Hello everybody, Keith here again. Going to do another repot. It's all I seem to be doing these days. I've only got one plant in flower. I've got quite a lot coming into flower, but nothing actually open at the moment apart from an oncidium. So it's going to be repots for a little while, I think, when I do post anything. So anyway, enough waffling. This is a no ID Cattleya which I bought at the Kew Orchid Festival in March 2023. It was the last thing we went to before I took ill, although I was already not feeling brilliant by then. It flowered, or it was in flower at the time I got it. It's put up a fairly weak new growth. It's put up a very good new growth since I've got it. They're all hanging over the side. The roots aren't able to go anywhere. The bark look wonderful, and lo and behold it isn't. So I think, given the fact everything's hanging over that side and there's quite the gap here, there's a good, I don't know, certainly 30-35 millimetre, get on for 1.5 inches worth of gap, so I should, with a bit of luck, be able to pull that back and give this a bit more time to sort itself out, and perhaps at least another year's growth. But some of the roots don't look great that I can see, so I'd like to see what's in the pot and then get it repotted. Shouldn't take very long. I'm hoping it's going to be a fairly straightforward repot. So let's see what's in the pot, shall we? So I'll take this off. I don't think I've repotted this. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Doesn't look like the kind of bark I tend to use, and straight off the bat I think we can see that it's not drying out down in the bottom. The bark does not look great. Looks like we might still have some viable roots, but a lot of them are not. This is horribly wet down below, so yeah, it wants doing. Thankfully it's all kind of coming off fairly well. I know there must be a reasonable number of roots underneath here, because I should have been wearing the gloves really, shouldn't I? But never mind. I'll have to give my hands a very good washing. I've got some special and very powerful antibacterial, well, it's not really a soap, it's a hand wash I got from a Boots, and I said that I needed to clean my hands because I was immune suppressed. The dispenser said, oh, I recommend this one. This is what they use in hospitals before they go into surgery. And I thought, well, that's it. If that's good enough for that, it's good enough for me. But yeah, this bark doesn't look at all wonderful. The more I see it, the less I like it. But as you can easily see from this, there's actually quite a lot of roots that have gone down into the top of the bark at least. And some of these are not that bad with better bark. I think some of them might come back, some of them won't. I mean, that bit's dead, but we're all right, and it branches, which is nice. But there's a lot of mealybugs just under the surface. Well, that's all right, because I've got a load of stuff that I've just done. So yes, if you look just down here There's a lot of, how close can I get before it stops focusing? Something like that, I think. But you can see there's a lot of white stuff and this stuff hanging off underneath there, so there's no wonder I've been having, I'm having problems. It's mostly in my Phalaenopsis types, but you know, nevertheless we've got some fairly poor poor looking stuff on there. I think what we have to do with this is stand it in some water. What I find, as a bit of a rule of thumb, is that whatever, it seems a bit strange when you consider how these things actually live and have evolved to be on trees in damp and sometimes even monsoon conditions. These glues, for the want of a better term, that they use to stick to the bark seem to be water soluble, or at least they're not water resistant. What it's like in the actual wilds of wherever, South America, with these things. I've never been in a tropical monsoon. I've been in Florida when it what was that? It was about early 90s, I think. We went to Florida for a few days from Canada when we were over visiting relatives. And we went down to Florida for a few days and it absolutely chucked it down. So we ended up, you know, you'd pull into the hotel and it would be fine. But then out of pretty much nowhere you would get this absolutely torrential rain, and it would, you could get absolutely soaked to the bone within 20 or 30 yards. But right, I'll let that soak for a minute, so I will I'll leave you for a sec and I'll come back when that's had a chance to soak. I'll finish getting it off and then we'll stick it in this pot in the old pot with some different medium, I think. See you soon. Okay, I've sprayed all where this is white with SB Plant Invigorator because I don't think I've got any more sprays, or not in the near future, of the systemic insecticide. I've used that a lot to try and get the number of beasts down as much as I possibly can, as quickly as I can. And I've got rid of most of the grotty roots, I think. If there's a few left, well, there's a few left. I'm not terribly worried, but at least I can get that back in there now, and I should, with a bit of care, especially now I've got these roots wet so they're more flexible, be able to get it in that pot like that, which is obviously much better for it. Good, that'll have to come off. Most of it's green, but it's not looking marvellous. Okay, so Next thing now then is put something to crock in the bottom of there. I think, since it looks fairly vigorous, I'm just going to go straight in with this new bark. I think it's going to drain pretty well. Now it's just going to be a matter of making sure that this plant with masses of roots will go down into this pot. Go where you want it. Contrast between this new bark and the stuff it was in is absolutely tremendous. And I thought it must have a fairly good root system just because none of the canes were looking at all shriveled. So I can only hope that by the time I've got that in there, well, it's a lot further back than it was. Perhaps not quite as far back as I would have liked to, and it's a little bit tilted down, but I don't really want to look a bit on it too much more. God dear, at least I can see what's the old bark and what's the new, what's got mixed up. But I think at that, if I put the stake back through that one, yeah, it's not the best. So again, I'll make a fairly untidy tie on here as a temporary thing while it hopefully puts a lot more roots out. Now we've given it some room. It looks as if it's one of these where the roots come fairly late in the process. But anyway, that is a fairly quick no ID Cattleya that I bought about 6 months ago, and I think it probably wanted doing at the time I bought it, but other things intervened, as you very well know. So right, I think that's it for this video. Well, what I'll do now is put a plant label in there with the date on, so I know when it was last repotted, and then we'll wait for this, hopefully, to show us a shadow, which it isn't doing at the moment, but the sheath's growing well, as it is on some of my other Cattleyas. So thank you for watching. I hope you find that one interesting. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.